This is ViewPoint. You can reach our show by calling 297-1059 in the 716 area code. Viewers' two-way telephone talk show established in 1956. The opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of the staff, management, or host of ViewPoint. Now, here's your host, Tom Darro.
A nice sunny day today for April. A nice day on ViewPoint. At 297-1059, we're texting also at 990-7503. And with us today from Memorial Medical Center is Dr. Kaung. We'll talk about hypertension, high blood pressure, and all those other nice things that we have to deal with every day. And ViewPoint gets underway right after this.
Today's obituaries are presented by M.J. Colucci and Son, Niagara Funeral Chapel, 2730 Military Road. You can reach Colucci's by phone at 716-298-1800 or visit their website at mjcoluccifuneralchapel.com. The Auto Redance Funeral Home, located at 2215 Military Road. Telephone 716-297-9007. The Goodlander family continuing the Redance tradition since 1932. A third-generation family-owned and operated business, the Zajac Funeral Home at 319 24th Street, Niagara Falls. Call 716-284-6478. You can visit their website at ZajacFuneralHomeInc.com. Niagara Monument Works, located at 4801 Hyde Park Boulevard, with the largest showroom of memorials in Niagara County, specializing in monuments of distinction and on-site engraving. Call for more information, 716-285-4318.
The Colucci Chapel is making arrangements today for 93-year-old Savino Nanula of Grand Island, who died in Florida on Tuesday. His wife, Virginia, 5 sons, 18 grandchildren, and 6 great-grandchildren survived. Friends can call tomorrow from 2 to 8. Service is Thursday, 11 a.m. at St. Stephen's Church in Grand Island. The Colucci Chapel making arrangements for 86-year-old Rita Dupree of Niagara Falls, who died at Niagara Hospice House on Tuesday. 3 sons, a daughter, 10 grandchildren survived. Services will be held August 1st at 10 a.m. at St. John's Church. The Redance Chapel making arrangements today for 93-year-old Henry Buchowski of Niagara Falls, who died on Monday. 3 daughters, 7 grandchildren, 10 great-grandchildren survived. Services today at 11 a.m. at St. John's. And the Redance Chapel is making arrangements for 75-year-old Dennis Timko of Niagara Falls, who died Thursday at Our Lady of Peace. His wife, Gail, a son, 2 daughters survived. A celebration of life will be announced in the future.
Today's obituaries have been presented by M.J. Colucci and Son, Niagara Funeral Chapel at 2730 Military Road. You can reach Colucci's by phone, 716-298-1800, or visit their website at mjcoluccifuneralchapel.com. M.J. Colucci and Son, Niagara Funeral Chapel is a 4th-generation family tradition, serving families in this area for over 70 years. Call for information on pre-planning. The Auto Redance Funeral Home, located at 2215 Military Road. Telephone 716-297-9007. Contact the Goodlander family for all your pre-planning, funeral, life celebration, and cremation needs. Visit our website at goodlandercares.com, continuing the Redance tradition since 1932. A third-generation family-owned and operated business, the Zajac Funeral Home, located at 319 24th Street in Niagara Falls. Telephone 716-284-6478. You can visit their website at ZajacFuneralHomeInc.com. Niagara Monument Works, located at 4801 Hyde Park Boulevard, with the largest showroom of memorials in Niagara County, specializing in monuments of distinction and on-site engraving. Call for more information, 716-285-4318. By Orleans Monument Company, 7 Holly Street in Lockport, servicing all of Niagara County for over 40 years. Telephone 716-434-3787. Be sure to consider one of our sponsors for pre-planning needs. Pre-planning can be arranged for any family member. Please contact any of our participating sponsors for a free consultation.
All right, Mitch, thank you. That's Steve Mitchell. I'm Tom Darro. This is ViewPoint at 297-1059, texting at 990-7503 today. And with us today from Memorial Medical Center, Dr. Kaung, and we're going to talk about hypertension and high blood pressure and things like that today. Doc, good to have you with us today.
All right, hi all. Good morning. This is Kaung, Dr. Kaung, and from the Niagara Falls Memorial, and I want to thank Mr. Tom for inviting as well. I work at the Summit 200, mostly at the clinic at the office of Dr. Jeffrey Burnett, and I'm here to talk about the hypertension or the high blood pressure that's common in the
it's common. I take high blood pressure pills, and they must be working because I have it.
Right. Yeah.
This is something that's sometimes hereditary, correct?
Yes, correct. Yeah, and then once you're on the medication for the blood pressure, as long as you are taking it compliantly, as prescribed, it will definitely control your blood pressure as well. Yeah, because the high blood pressure is defined as it's a condition where the force of the blood against the arterial walls are too high, and if you're have like a physics background to a few study. It's the pressure is force exerted over the area. So it's going to be the force exerted over the area of the blood vessel wall. And once the force is too high, the pressure will be high as well. So
what happens if you do not deal with this and you don't take the medication and you have high blood pressure? What are the alternatives? What happens?
So there are a few options.
This could lead to heart attack, right?
Yeah. They can. There are there can be tremendous complication from not taking the medication as well. And then it will depend, say like first of all, what your blood pressure level is. Because for us, we will have, if you're age less than 60, say 18 to 59, we want your blood pressure to be less than 140/90. And if you're above age 60, 150/90, less than that, unless you have like diabetic and kidney problems, then we want it below 140/90. So, there are a few options if you don't want to take the medication. First of all, say if you're prescribed the medication as well, and also been told to, incorporate like diet, exercise changes, that would be beneficial as well. First off, with the lifestyle, diet changes. And and then later on, your primary care physician or specialist, if you have like heart problems, control blood, they will
cardiologist.
Cardiologist. They will start you on the medication, and if you're not complying with the medication, not taking as prescribed, then you can have the complication like heart attack, heart failure, stroke as well.
Yeah.
And then since the pressure is going to affect on the artery wall, it's going to have like a strain of stress on them. They can sometimes expand it, and it can cause like aneurysm as well, we call it. That you don't want that, and a kidney problem, eye problems.
No, you don't.
No, yeah.
You don't want any of that at all.
Also dementia as well. Yeah.
Sure. Now, what happens, say somebody doesn't get diagnosed with high blood pressure, and they continue to live their lives. And first of all, you're going to experience a lot of headaches, right?
Right.
And there's other signs. What are some of the other signs that might indicate that you have high blood pressure or a problem like that?
Right, that's a very good question, Mr. Tom. So first of all, hypertension, also known as the silent killer as well.
Yeah.
Because you don't usually experience the symptoms until it's too late or your pressure's too high. That's why it's been known as a silent killer. But once you do have those symptoms, you will have this headache or change in your vision. You might have the blurry vision from pressure's too high as well. You would get, like you say, you will have this headache going on and off as well. You can also have kind of like a late stage or the remodeling phase of your heart. You will have some heart symptoms as well.
And diet plays a for example, you have to watch your sodium levels.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
That could contribute. I've noticed over the years when someone takes my blood pressure, if they use the machine, it comes up higher than if they use it by hand. Is that generally accepted?
So, like high or low of the blood pressure, there are a few variation if you do it manually versus the machine as well, because sometimes machine itself, they can have like plus or minus a few kind of reading value. Also, if you do it manually, there are both positive and negative side as well. And the other thing is if the cuff size depends too.
Oh, is that right?
So if the cuff size is too small, it's so there's more compression from the outside, and it's going to narrow your blood vessel. It's going to give like a false high pressure.
Yeah.
And if your cuff is too high, too large, then it's going to give like a lower reading than how you think it would be. So you have to choose the right cuff size.
Whenever I'm in at the doctor's or they take my blood pressure,
Right.
they do it by machine and it comes up one number, and I insist they do it by hand.
Right.
And it always comes up lower. Usually I do about a 120 over 78 or something like that, which is, but I take the medication, so it keeps it within check.
Right.
But I've always noticed that the by hand is always a lower figure.
Right.
Both the upper and lower figure are lower.
And then do you mean at home as well, Mr. Thompson?
No,
if you check at home?
No.
Right.
I live my life, and I don't do that at home. Anything at home, I don't do.
Right.
But hypertension is something that I think is a way of life in these days, because people in general, regardless of what their vocation is, do have stress, and stress brings this on.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. And it's just something you have to keep your eye on, no matter what the age.
Right.
And deal with it as it comes up, because, wow, this is something that's very serious.
Right. Yeah, because there are so many things that can affect the lifestyle as well, like we spoke about diet, exercise, and lifestyle. And then even then, like you said, Mr. Tron, like stress. So once you stress out, you might, try out smoking or drinking, or you can cut down good food and, all the good food like pizza, pasta.
Moderation.
Moderation as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to stop smoking if you can, slowly, of course, and then stop the alcohol. Like you said, diet changes. Low sodium, you can have 1,500, like a half teaspoon. And exercising helps too, actually. If you have time, you can do moderate to like vigorous exercise, about
I don't exercise
30, 40 minutes.
Nothing.
Yeah, also the thing is, you don't really have to exercise, and so to speak. You can be, jogging, hiking, or even walking a few blocks. Even like gardening or ballroom dances help too. Apparently, those are like moderate to vigorous exercises.
I suppose. Yeah. Oftentimes people, they let little things go by the wayside, and they don't recognize the signs. And these are signs that you have to really pay attention to.
Right.
I had, and maybe you can explain what this is, because I have no idea what it is. I had a quadruple bypass surgery 15 years ago. Wow. Now, what is that exactly? What happens when you have a bypass?
So like all those, that would be from the like cardiology plus the heart and the like hypertension control perspective. So like, when you have the like bypass surgery, there can be, say, like many causes leading to it. Your heart is not pumping right, and then you will also have like clots in your blood artery as well. Yeah. So to speak, they have to like open up all the ways the blood can flow in your heart. Now, after you have the like surgery, like heart surgery or the bypass surgery, or like even kind of like the catheterization, it's going to help with how your blood flow is. And then after that, they might start you on the blood pressure medication as well to control.
Sure.
But those blood pressure medication will not be what family practice or primary care might initially start you on, because the first line for blood pressure will be, as most might already know, like ACE, ARB, so to speak, calcium channel blocker, thiazide. But if you have the heart condition after the surgery, or even like heart condition as is, they might include what we call like beta blocker or other special, diuretics.
Sure.
So once you have the surgery, that's going to help out with the pumping of the heart, so to speak, as well, and to maintain and to prevent from further remodeling of the heart from whatever cause to get there. Done, yeah.
High blood pressure and the hypertension that goes along with it. Dr. Ko from Memorial Medical Center is with us today. And ViewPoint, you're on the air. You're first. Hello.
Hi. Good morning.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the show, Doctor.
Oh, thank you.
I don't understand what you guys are talking about when you say take your blood pressure by hand.
Well, Doc, maybe you can explain, as opposed to the machine.
Right.
Well, a machine like, you mean with something with a cuff?
Both of them have a cuff. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, because, so like when you do the blood pressure, when you go to the like offices, you might see a blood pressure machine, with the bulb, and then they will keep like, pressing the bulb. That would be the manual blood pressure machine, so to speak. And then the automatic one will be, they will still have the blood pressure cuff, but it's the one, you just press start or stop. Which one do you have? Yeah.
So which one is considered by hand? The one you just push start?
No. That's when the nurse puts that little thing underneath the cuff and does it by her own sight. You follow what I mean?
Right. I have one at home.
Yeah.
And I put the cuff on, and then I push start, and then after it tightens up, and then it releases, and then it shows you the numbers.
Right. That's the machine.
Yeah.
That's the machine.
Yeah, that's the machine.
And what the doctor does when he squeezes and has that dial in his hand, that's considered by hand?
By hand, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Doc, you said that sometimes when you see the signs of hypertension, it's really too late, but it's never too late to start dealing with this.
No. Yeah. So once you start experiencing symptom most of the time, we can and we will definitely start the medication, because there are a few medications like we have spoken before, and those medications you can take in combination as well.
Sure, yeah.
Just to control either as an outpatient setting, and then we would, of course we would want the blood pressure control outpatient. So all the medication, either single or combination, depending on dosing adjustment as well, they will definitely control the blood pressure. And we do, and personally I do have a few patients at Summit 200 as well.
Yeah.
They're managing blood pressure, and then once you find the right combination of the medication, and then checking up to see everything's okay, the body tolerating, there are many patients very, very happy with how the blood pressure is controlled, and so under the guideline, or
What about someone who suffers with bloody noses?
Right.
Is that a sign of something?
So bloody noses, that can be a few things, and also high blood pressure is also one of the contributors, Mr. Thomas, right? Sure. Yeah, because when you have high blood pressure, it's just going too strong through your the end blood vessel. So you're a water hose, so to speak. You're to have the pressures going
too much
the water
going through,
and then it's just going to shoot out at the end, or once the vibration force are too strong, especially on the thin blood vessel.
Yeah,
thin blood vessel, they can't withstand much of the pressure of the force. So there's the potential of the high risk to be bursted, and then once it bursts, there might be bleeding. But also if you have bleeding, it might also be from if you're blood thinners or something like this. But hypertension is definitely high blood pressure.
When I was a youngster, really youngster, I had veins burnt out of my nose because I was bleeding all the time.
Oh wow!
Yeah. And it didn't at that age. I think I was 7 or 8 years old. It did not indicate high blood pressure or anything like that. So
there are a few things. It can be from dryness as well.
Sure, absolutely. Dr. Ko is with us from Memorial Medical Center. We're talking about hypertension and high blood pressure on ViewPoint today at 9:19. That's Tops time. Tops in Lewiston. Tony Domino and his family and staff are on hand every day for you from 5 a.m. until 11 o'clock at night for your shopping convenience. Tops Markets on Center Street in Lewiston. You stop by. I know you're going to like it there. They have a hop shop, a brew market, a walk-in cooler, over 200 craft beers, a 10-tap growler program, and all the national and international brands you're used to seeing as well. They have a home delivery and personal shopper service. Call them at 215-1350, and they'll give you all the details on how easy it is for them to shop for you and deliver it right to your front door the same day. The Metro Deli has Boar's Head cold cuts, the best selection in Niagara County, and Starbucks opens every day at 6 a.m. And don't forget the specialty cheese department. Cheeses from around the world are available. Tops Markets on Center Street in Lewiston. And remember the sushi bar and the carry-out cafe, where they feature the olive bar, the hot soup bar, the rotisserie chicken, the sandwich shop, and, of course, the big fish at the little price, 130 freezer doors also available for you. Tops Markets on Center Street in Lewiston. Tony Domino, his family and staff are there 5 a.m. till 11 o'clock at night. Tops in Lewiston is the Domino Tops. Our good friends at Wellness Park and Community Medical Pharmacy remind you that their pharmacists are available to talk about hypertension and high blood pressure and any other concerns you might have at 8672 Buffalo Avenue. Their phone number is 260-1918. Or Community Medical Pharmacy, Michigan Avenue, just off of Main Street in the city's north end, at 282-1292. I give you the location and the phone numbers because they're available for you in person or by phone Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturdays, 9 till 3. And there's free delivery on all prescriptions to all their customers. Wellness Park and Community Medical Pharmacy have their own line of CBD products also, oils, creams, capsules, and chewables that'll help get you off painkillers with no side effects. So call on the pharmacists at Wellness Park and Community Medical Pharmacy. You'll find it a refreshing difference from where you're doing business now. Wellness Park at 8672 Buffalo Avenue and Community Medical Pharmacy, Michigan Avenue, just off of Main Street in the city's north end.
Nobody's happy about a car accident, but Allstate guarantees you'll be happy with your claim experience. The Claim Satisfaction Guarantee, only from Allstate. They guarantee your claim will be fast, fair, and hassle-free, or your money back, no questions asked. It's another way Allstate is changing car insurance for good.
You want to talk to your local agent, that's Phil Mastintono at 419 Center Street in Lewiston at 754-3980. Or you can find him at 1979 Grand Island Boulevard in Grand Island at 775-0100. He'll take the time to sit with you, get to know each other, and go over all of your insurance, your home, your life, your auto, everything. And you'll find a policy with Allstate that'll give you better coverage for less money. It's a good deal for you all the way around. So give them a try. I think you'll be very satisfied with the results. Phil Mastintono at 754-3980. Also in Grand Island at 775-0100. Remember, you're in good hands with Allstate. You're in great hands with Phil Mastintono, your local Allstate agent. You can make today a DiCamillo's Day easy. Just stop by any one of the 4 locations of DiCamillo Bakery at 8011 Linwood Avenue, the Boulevard at 80th Street in Lewiston on Center Street, and Main Street in Williamsville. And you can get this month, you can get special on the large home-style cookies, the donuts, the tea biscuits, classic pizza, the mozzarella cheese, Romano cheese, pepperoni, mushroom, broccoli. They're all on special, as well as the fresh baked pies. Oh, my gosh, you'll love these. The chocolate cream and the cherry, and just so many selections to choose from. That's DiCamillo's, where you'll also find the Italian bread on special, always hand-rolled, hand-formed, split, and slowly hearth-baked. There's no sugar, shortening, preservatives, or artificial flavors. We invite you to come on in and enjoy the authentic crusty breads, the pizza, the cookies. They have made DiCamillo's a landmark for 104 years since 1920. Make today a DiCamillo's Day by stopping by any one of the 4 locations of DiCamillo's Bakery.
If you are interested in contacting Tom to schedule a phone interview or an appearance on ViewPoint, or simply to provide us with a public service announcement, you can contact Tom by email at webrviewpoint@aol.com or by mail at Tom Darro, P.O. Box 1254, Niagara Falls, New York 14303. Again, that's webrviewpoint@aol.com or Tom Darro, P.O. Box 1254, Niagara Falls, New York 14303.
Well, you need to get from wherever you are to wherever you want to be. Just use the Liberty Yellow Cab app. Whenever you need a ride, it's right there on your phone. You'll see the car and driver information, the time of pickup. Hey, you can even pay on your phone. Download it free today at Google Play or your app store. The Liberty Yellow Cab app. It's that easy.
It is easy indeed. And 297-1059 is our number on ViewPoint today. Dr. Ko from Memorial Medical Center talking about hypertension, high blood pressure. Now, Doc, complications from hypertension can include heart attack, stroke, aneurysm, heart failure, kidney problems, eye problems, dementia.
Yes.
This is incredible. I mean, these are a lot of very serious diseases. How do you? Once you also said that once the symptoms show up, it might be a little too late, but you still need to treat these things if you see symptoms. So, at what age should people start to look at their physicians and say, "Check me out for hypertension"?
Right. So we do recommend starting at age 3 years old now. Actually,
3 years old.
Yeah, as a pediatric,
Ooh.
at 3 years old, you don't want the constant monitor unless you have a diagnosis. So whenever you go to your pediatrician, we start. They will start, measuring your blood pressure.
Yeah.
And, let's say, try to monitor how you are. And then once as you get older, hit that age 18 and above, then whenever you go to your primary care, they will do the blood pressure as well. They will check. And then sometimes your blood pressure might be high at the office, but then when you get home or other time, they're lower than normal.
Yeah.
And that's like what we call like a white coat hypertension.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one we will always see it, and then of course, the first thing we have to rule out is, if, as soon as some patient walk in the room, we don't want to be measuring their blood pressure. And once they're stable, a little bit calm inside the office, then we measure it's high, but when they go home or other places, it's low.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that would be white coat hypertension, and we want to recheck every 2 weeks if they can, and 4 weeks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are a few type of hypertension or the high blood pressure, and we want to make sure and treat and then start treating before realizing it's too late when you have the symptoms.
Yeah.
So there are a few hypertension, like white coat hypertension only at the offices, and there's also like a masked hypertension, high blood pressure. That would be only when your pressure is high at home. And then other time it would be normal. The other one is the nighttime high blood pressure. We also have that, and then the other one is the usual, the ongoing high blood pressure. You will have the high blood pressure. If it's ongoing, it's kind of easier to catch up on and say, hey, your blood pressure's been high. Then we started changing the diet, exercise, and started medication.
Yeah.
But the other ones, they will do like kind of like outpatient portable blood pressure monitoring, kind of like ambulatory blood pressure monitoring.
Yeah.
Then we do that for 24 hours, 24 or 48. Usually we do 24 hours. What they do is they will give you like the portable machine with the cuff as well. It's going to measure every 15 or 30 minutes daytime. And then at nighttime when you're sleeping, it will measure every 60 minutes, 120
What if it comes up high? What do you do?
Oh, so
what do you do?
Right. So like when it's high, it will have like a record as well.
All right.
Then we'll know for sure, your like high blood pressure will actually be the high blood pressure, not like that, once you see a doctor, your pressures go up. Yeah. Then we can see from there.
One of the things that the doctors recommend, exercise, watch your diet.
Right.
But the number one thing is quit smoking.
Exactly.
And I got to relay this. When Gates was still open, what was it, Gates Circle?
Right.
I used to go there for my heart problems.
Right.
And I was in a room with a guy who had 3 heart attacks.
Oh, wow.
And he was still smoking.
Right.
And I'm saying to myself, this guy must have to be hitting the forehead with a ball-peen hammer, because you have to stop smoking. I haven't had a cigarette in 28 years.
Oh, wow. That's good.
I think 96, whatever that figures out to be. And I haven't smoked since 15 years ago. I smoked cigars for a while, but nothing since 2009.
Right.
And I got to say that it's paid off. I mean, I'm still here.
Yeah, healthier lifestyle is always good. And smoking, like you said, Mr. Tom, some of the patient population will still smoke with the history of, heart problems. Sometimes, it's always good to, stop smoking. It will definitely help with, how the arteries are less clogged and less plaque built up.
Right.
Sometimes it's hard, so as a primary care as well, we always, see what else is going on, what are the contributing factors to stop smoking at the first time, or, to go back on smoking, or hard to quit. We'll try to help as much as possible, kind of like a stress reduction techniques, or counseling section that will also help with how you handle stress. But some people smoke because of the stress as well.
And then there are people who smoke all their lives and are 93 and they're healthy as a horse.
Right.
My grandfather was 93, still smoked a little De Nobilis. Those will knock you on your back, I'll tell you.
Right.
But it never affected him.
Oh, wow.
So it certainly isn't going to do you any good.
No,
that's for one thing we can say for sure. All right, Dr. Ko is with us from Memorial Medical Center talking about hypertension and high blood pressure today and how to avoid it and how to treat it. And my good friend Carl DeFranco at DeFranco Glass wants to remind you that now is the time to start thinking about the screens, the window screens, the door screens, the sliding patio door screens, and everything else that you use during the summertime. Remember, there's free pickup, free delivery on any screen or window repair. Just call him, or you can text him at 990-4612. That's in the 716 area code. And remember, don't order replacement windows without consulting Carl first, because he may have other less expensive and more effective solutions. And I'm talking about the inner glass system. These are storm windows that go on the inside of your house, and he's the exclusive distributor in the Niagara area for these compression fit advantage windows. They keep the cold air out in the winter, and they keep the hot air out in the summertime. Your house is very comfortable. Don't forget, he has exterior and interior storm windows, window and door glass replacement, and all kinds of replacements as well. And they replace those cloudy thermopanes, too. The double windows, they get cloudy in the middle. He can take care of that as well. A lot of your summertime activities can be realized with Carl DeFranco. Don't forget he has those glass block windows for the basement of your home. It not only adds beauty to your home, it's protective as well. And sliding patio door screens and all kinds of things. So you call him if you have a concern. You give him a call at 990-4612, or you can text him at that number also. 716 area code 990-4612. Carl DeFranco of DeFranco Glass.
Today's Almanac is being presented by Batavia Downs Gaming and Hotel, located just off exit 48 on the New York State Thruway in Batavia. Batavia Downs, with gaming hours 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. Monday to Thursday and 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Batavia Downs Gaming.
Batavia Downs with more, lots more. The 2024 Batavia Downs Summer Concert Series has been announced. Come see bands like Smash Mouth, The Bacon Brothers, 38 Special, April Wine, and country music star Clay Walker. There will also be tribute acts paying homage to Fleetwood Mac, Tom Petty, Heart, The Doors, Chicago, and Styx. It's going to be a great summer, all summer long at Batavia Downs. Get more information and tickets today at BataviaConcerts.com. That's BataviaConcerts.com.
You know, we do the birthdays for every day. Yesterday we had a true birthday, a real birthday. And that was Francis Peretti, who was born yesterday, 7 pounds, 8 ounces, and it made Mikey at the market side and Dr. Joe Back's grandpas again. So Tony and Riley had their fourth child. The little girl, Frances, was born 7 pounds, 8 ounces yesterday, so congratulations to them. Also, let's see, the former First Lady of Niagara Falls, Eva Galley, celebrates a birthday today. Luann Ligamari, we remember the passing of Aunt Lena Whitehead, who died in 1995. And the passing of Ernie Farah, who died in 2018. On the 16th of April, Wilbur Wright was born in 1867, Charlie Chaplin in 1889, Henry Mancini was born in 1924, 100 years ago, Edie Adams in 1929, Herbie Mann in 1930, Bobby Vinton was born in 1935. He still performs, too. And Dusty Springfield, 1939, and John Cryer. Alan Harper was born on this day in 1965. Taking a look at the almanac today for the 16th of April. In 1900, the first book of postage stamps was issued. The 2-cent stamps were available in books of 12, 24, and 48. In 1905, Andrew Carnegie donated $10 million of personal money to set up the Carnegie Foundation for the advancement of teaching. In 1922, Annie Oakley shot 100 clay targets in a row to set a woman's record. In 1935, radio program Fibber McGee and Molly made its premiere on NBC Radio. That was in 1935. Also today in our almanac, Arthur Chevrolet, brother of the Chevrolet namesake Louis Chevrolet, committed suicide at age 60 in Cedel, Louisiana. In 1962, Walter Cronkite began anchoring the CBS Evening News. He succeeded Douglas Edwards as the anchorman on CBS Evening News. In 1987, the FCC warned radio stations across the country to watch the use of indecent language on the airwaves. And in a couple of baseball notes, in 1929, the Yankees wear numbers on their uniform for the very first time. In 1935, 40-year-old Babe Ruth makes his National League premiere for the Boston Braves against the New York Giants and ace Carl Hubble. 1983, San Diego's Steve Garvey plays in his 1118th consecutive game at Los Angeles. His streak breaks the National League record formerly held by Chicago's Billy Williams. And in 1999, Derek Jeter's home run gives the Yankees a homer in their first 10 games of the season. That's an American League record. And, of course, you probably have been made aware of by now. Yesterday, almost 85-year-old John Sterling, the voice of the New York Yankees for the past many years, has announced his retirement. So he's called his last game on April the 7th. John Sterling retiring as the voice of New York.
The 2024 Batavia Downs Summer Concert Series has been announced. Come see bands like Smash Mouth, The Bacon Brothers, 38 Special, April Wine, and country music star Clay Walker. There will also be tribute acts paying homage to Fleetwood Mac, Tom Petty, Heart, The Doors, Chicago, and Styx. It's going to be a great summer, all summer long at Batavia Downs. Get more information and tickets today at BataviaConcerts.com.
Batavia Downs with
with more, lots more. Today's Almanac has been presented by Batavia Downs Gaming and Hotel, located just off exit 48 on the New York State Thruway in Batavia. Batavia Downs, with gaming hours 8 a.m. till 1 a.m. Mondays through Thursdays, and 8 a.m. till 3 a.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Batavia Downs Gaming.
Batavia Downs with more, lots more.
You're hearing ViewPoint with Tom Darro on WEBR.
From Niagara Falls Memorial Medical Center, Dr. Ko is with us today. Hypertension, high blood pressure. Wow, these are pretty serious things, and these are things we're starting to recognize in the most recent past. Years ago, 40, 50 years ago, it wasn't as prevalent. Was it that we weren't recognizing it, or it didn't exist as much? Which one was it?
So it will be we are not. I'm still recognizing much because first of all, way back it's kind of hard to have like a measuring devices for your blood pressure as well, and then most of the population might have disregarded the symptoms as either just purely stress or purely from some other conditions, but now that we have as our technology advances or more devices, even the more frequent, office visit, they're going to help to catch or monitor as well. Even, the shop starts to sell all the blood pressure monitoring devices, so that's helpful as well. If people just take the blood pressure at home, or if they go to the pharmacy, happen to be there, check the blood pressure, then we start to know if it's too low, too high, it's okay, or any changes at all. Then once some changes, are seen, then we can start treating.
Yeah,
or managing them.
Interesting observation I just made, though. What about low blood pressure? I mean, high blood pressure we can recognize.
Right.
What about low? What are the symptoms for low?
So.
And what is low?
Right. Yeah, that's a good point, Tom. Because for the low blood pressure, it can be low. Low can be say less than the top pressure, systolic pressure can be less than 80 to 100. That can be low as well. Sometimes it can be as low as 60. That can be low, but once you have low and the symptoms, then that would be your new low, so to speak, because some people might not even feel any symptoms if it's just less than 100. Or some might not even feel any symptoms at all if it's less than 80 or 60. But once you start feeling the symptom, that's when your low point is, so to speak.
Well, lightheaded might be a symptom of low.
So, so one of the symptoms will be lightheadedness, also the dizziness as well. And then the other thing is it might trigger or exacerbate the underlying say symptoms when you change position as well. There is something called as orthostatic. But that would be as is when your valves are weak to push back the blood when you stand up, laying down to sit to stand.
Sure.
But if your blood pressure is low as is, then you might have more frequent dizziness, lightheadedness, even fainting or
How do you combat that?
So
is there like citrus fruits or anything like that? Would that help?
No, those won't help at all. That one, first of all, you have to monitor the symptoms. If it's frequently, you might, you will have to go to the primary care or office visit or even a walk into the pharmacy just to check your blood pressure to see how things are. And then also the other thing is, if you're taking the blood pressure medication, one of the side effects, is the low blood pressure from treating the high blood pressure. So you have to watch out for those as well. That's why more frequent office visit to monitor blood pressure, how your medication is very important. Say one thing is if you're taking the same medications for a while and haven't changed them, there might be a little bit of risk for the low blood pressure down the road. And even if you're taking the same medication for a long time, it's been working for you because of how your whole body system as you age, or if you do have the other existing condition that might exacerbate your metabolism, then you might need adjustment as well. If you don't, you can have the low blood pressure from treating as well.
When say an average 50-year-old experiences high blood pressure, you put them on medication to lower that or to deal with the high blood. Is there a chance that person ever could come off of that medication?
So there is definitely a chance that that person can come up because age around 50, we want the blood pressure to be below 140/90.
Right.
And say this blood pressure has been going on for a while, and I'm gonna say like higher than 140/90 going on for a while, and treated with a plus or minus an underlying heart condition. Then starting the medication, we will have to keep adjusting the medication to make sure the heart is not being remodeled with the high blood pressure and your blood pressure's control. And then eventually either, wind down back from the dosing or frequency of the certain blood pressure medication. There is the possibility and probability, Mr. Tom.
Yeah.
But it might not be completely off, though. That one, we can't promise that, because some of the patient population or with the high blood pressure, there will usually be other heart problems or kidney problems. At those times, we want to keep some medication just to protect the kidneys and the heart as well. So not 100% off, but there is a high possibility and probability of decreasing the dosing or frequency once the blood pressure has been monitored and then let's say that with the need for medication adjustment.
Yeah, sometimes people get on medications and they're on them for life.
Right,
forever,
Right.
And it's testy whether or not you want to go off it or not to see what your bodily reaction is going to be. I mean, who knows what that is?
Yeah, and then also that's the other thing when the symptoms of low blood pressure come in too.
Yeah.
Because some people, I have seen it's rare though, but you do see a patient say their blood pressure is 120, 130, and then they start having this low blood pressure symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
Like those patients, as long as you're around, their target rate or borderline, we are okay with it, because even though the blood pressure is say like textbook control, they might be feeling symptoms of the low blood pressure. We don't want that. At those times, we will start adjusting the medication as well.
So, question from Florida: can intermittent fasting help control blood pressure management? And what role does diet play in that management? Of course, this is from Florida now, so sunshine affects this person's.
There would be less stress from Florida because more sunshine. You go on the beach or outside.
Well, a wise old guy told me once, people in the Northeast have a negative attitude in the winter months because our personality absorbs the cloudiness.
Right.
I mean, that's possible, right?
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. So with the with the intermittent fasting, that would be more on the diet control perspective. At the same time, it would be related to the cholesterol level, how things are as well. Briefly, once your cholesterol are high, they can have like a deposit on your arteries, and then once your arteries become narrower, the force might seem to be higher as well, because the blood flow is through the narrower channel. So intermittent fasting, it would be on the diet perspective. So for that, with that diet, sometimes intermittent fasting can be, not harmful, but it can also increase your dietary intake as well. It just depends on how compliant you can be, because you can be fasting, and then once you start eating, you have to make sure you're not eating too much or too frequent just to catch up on how much diet you have. And then also you have to also watch out how your body is. If you are going through the intermittent fasting and that intermittent period has been for a few days, then your body system, even though they start breaking down
your blood sugar,
cholesterol and blood sugar, they will also build up the other type of cholesterol as well, and it can also lead to the negative side effect from it. So, you have to be watchful on intermittent fasting.
Eat healthy. I always put hot peppers and anchovies on my pizza because that's the healthy thing to do. Let me take a moment here to remind you about my friends at Mike's Dairy Queen. Mike's Dairy Queen at 25th and Niagara Street here in Niagara Falls. They've been around a long time. Recently, they built a new store, which is beautiful, and it's always spotless clean. When kids come in and enjoy ice cream, they are messy. They drip it all over, but when they leave, the staff is there with their squirt bottles and disinfectants, and they make it absolutely spotless for when you come in with your kids. So stop by Mike's Dairy Queen at 25th and Niagara Street. Through the day, they have sandwiches, burgers, hot dogs, and salads, and they are just delicious. And they do baked melts, and don't forget the treats. The ice cream cakes, the 8-inch, 10-inch rounds, the heart shapes, the half sheets. And don't forget, too, they have sundaes and cones and blizzards and royal blizzards and baked treats, the funnel cakes, the triple chocolate brownies and fudge stuffed cookies. and the peanut butter parfaits and banana splits. Mike's Dairy Queen also offers breakfast from 10 a.m. till noon, 7 days a week. They have the sandwiches, the sausage and eggs, the ham and eggs, bacon and egg sandwiches, the pancake platters, the country platters with scrambled eggs, and don't forget the ultimate burritos, all available at Mike's Dairy Queen, 25th and Niagara Street here in Niagara Falls. Stop by. They're there 10 a.m. till 10 p.m., 7 days a week. And don't forget, the drive-thru's open all through the day until 11 o'clock at night. So if you get the urge late, you drive through the drive-thru at Mike's Dairy Queen. Tom Darro on ViewPoint at 9:46 in the morning, and that is Tops time. Tops is in Lewiston. That's Tony Domino and his family and staff are on hand 7 days a week for you from 5 a.m. until 11 o'clock at night. Tops Markets on Center Street in Lewiston, where you'll find a great meat counter where they have the Italian sausage developed by the late Al Domino. It's made fresh every day in pork or chicken, hot, sweet, mild, even extra hot, in links or patties, and it's great for grilling. So get some and enjoy it on the grill right now because, hey, grilling season started today. Home delivery and personal shopper, you call them at 215-1350. They'll explain how easy it is for them to shop for you and deliver it right to your front door. The Metro Deli has all the natural lunch meats and cheeses, specialty cheese department from cheeses from around the world, and Julie is there to make sure that you find the right one. The Boar's Head cold cuts, they have those, the best selection in Niagara County. And Starbucks opens every morning at 6 a.m. at Tops in Lewiston. The bakery with the fresh breads, the donuts, the bagels, pies, and cakes every day. The Olive Bar, the Hot Soup Bar, the rotisserie chicken, the 130 freezer doors. Tops Markets on Center Street in Lewiston. Don't forget the Sushi Bar and the Carry Out Cafe. Tony Domino and his family and staff available every day, 5 a.m. until 11 o'clock at night. Tops in Lewiston is the Domino Tops. Hi, this is Tom Darrow for Steve's Automotive at Williams Road and River Road in the town of Wheatfield. You know, for many years now, we've been providing expert service to drivers in the greater Niagara area. Their team of A1 certified mechanics can handle any situation, large or small. Regular service is the key to continued safe motoring. Brake service, oil change, front end alignment, and much, much more is available by calling Steve's Automotive for an appointment at 236-AUTO. Something as simple as an oil change includes much, much more. They do a 15-point safety inspection, top off all fluids at no additional charge, and they check the tire pressure and lube the door hinges and the latches, and all this is included in the price of an oil change. For the best in automotive service you'll find in the area, call us at Steve's Automotive at one location, Williams Road and River Road in the town of Wheatfield, 236-AUTO. You give Tabitha a call, and she'll get you scheduled, get your car in for regular maintenance at Steve's Automotive. And then you'll be driving worry-free all season long. Steve's Automotive, one location at Williams Road and River Road in the town of Wheatfield, 236-AUTO. Doc, answer me this question. How come a California native would consider practicing for the rest of his life in Western New York?
All right.
Doc's from San Diego, and your plans are to stay in this area.
Yeah, my plans are to stay. Stay in the area and then keep working with the primary care. And the reason was, as a student, when I was practicing medicine, I was rotating at the East Coast at that time, at the Brooklyn area, Jersey City.
Oh yeah.
And then New Jersey, and here and there in Maryland as well. And then I get fond of, the weather. It's not that bad at all.
Well, you got an easy winter this year.
Yeah, but a few years back, the once in a generation snowstorm.
Yeah.
I experienced that.
Yeah.
That was the only downtime I saw. But I do love the bond here that I have made at the hospital, and then especially at the residency program at the family medicine with Dr. Jeffrey Burnett.
Oh, yeah.
And then while working at the Summit 200 and affiliated, the clinics, I felt a bond with the patient population, the staffs, and my fellow residents. And since I've been moving a lot since I was at the younger age, this bond is like a stronger bond and kind of like a longer bond as well. So I decided I would stay and continue to practice in the area that gives me this feeling of the connection and the bond and kind of like a family as well. So,
yeah, that's true. It is.
So I want to stay here and practice and continue to help the patient population I have met and then the new patient population to come because Summit 200, we do accept, all the routine annual walk-in too. So continuity care is definitely here at the Niagara Falls offices. So.
Let me ask you this. Now, when a person is experiencing stress because of the vocation they have, their job, stress leads to high blood pressure, leads to a lot of things.
It can, right.
And how do you deal with these kinds of things? This is the question.
Yeah, that's a very good question, Mr. Tom. Because stress, like you said, it can, it can either exacerbate or trigger the underlying problem. Even the medication compliance would depend on the stress as well. So for stress-wise, first we would always recommend the patient to find out what's stressing them. That one they can write down on their own, think about it, or sometime when they come to our offices, we will also give time to talk and see how things are, what could be the factors for the stress. And then there are a few stress relieving factors you can do if you're stressed out. You can, the obvious one will be if you can try to take a few hours off, from the stressful situation. Yeah. And then what I also found out is some people, they might be stressful in their vocation, like you said. Say they will be stressful in this area, but if they even try to focus at the other areas, they might feel less stressed. They might even enjoy it. You can test it out, and then also yoga exercises, and on YouTube online there's progressive relaxation technique that will actually guide you with how to breathe and how to actually relax. Those are very useful resources.
One of the vocations that comes to mind where an individual works excessive hours,
right,
and works under constant stress, and has little time to deal with that, and that's the profession of a doctor. So how do you deal with these things? And how, I've known physicians over the years, and they are relentless to continue to work and pile on more hours and work in the emergency room every other weekend, 24 hours for Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And it's just it's piled on top of each other. How do you deal with that?
Right. So the first thing is, I'm going to say, personally, your passion and your joy in what you do, they can knock out a few stress factors. But also the good thing is we've been seeing the programs or the workspaces, they're making sure there are less, physician burnouts or health professional burnouts. So they will make sure the hours are manageable. So that is one of the cooperative things that have been initiated. But then personally and then professionally, for myself or from what I've seen from my colleagues, and we will go to our shifts, we will do our, routine. But even though I said routine, it's out of passion, so it's less stress. Yeah. And then, once you're done, just make sure you don't dwell on,
forget it. When you walk out the door, walk out the door.
Right. Unless, you are still concerned about the patient.
Sure.
Then you'll be, all right, let me check and see, my colleagues taking over this patient while I'm off. I might as well tell him or her this to make sure, patient's care off or anything.
Sure.
But otherwise, just make sure you have a compartmentalization, so to speak. If you get home, just try to relax. I know sometimes it's hard. It's easier to say than to do. Try to relax, enjoy, do things what you enjoy. And other things I've noted is don't put your expectation at the highest place when you go home. Don't say don't be expecting I will do this to make sure I'm 100% stress free. That won't work. Start slowly.
Exactly.
If you enjoy cooking, start cooking small though. Don't go to crazy cooking that might stress you more. If you enjoy art, going outside, or even with talking to the family, even self-quality time helps too. You don't have to be out and about. You can be
at home.
Self-quality time at home. Just try to
Dr. Ko from Memorial Medical Center is with us today.
Whether you just found it or you've lived there for years, you'll never forget that feeling. It was something that made you realize this house would become your home. And since there's no place like it, it deserves protection just as special. A local Allstate agent can help you customize an Allstate house and home insurance policy and point out lots of ways to save. Like if you have a newer roof, it could help lower your rate.
Phil Mastantono is your local Allstate agent. He's available for you In Lewiston at 419 Center Street, 754-3980. And also in Grand Island at 1979 Grand Island Boulevard at 775-0100. You give him a call, make an appointment, you sit down and get to know each other, and he'll go over everything that you have insured. Your home, your life, your auto. And he'll find policies that exist right now with Allstate that'll give you better coverage than you have right now at a cost that's less than you're paying now. It's really a great deal for you. Take advantage of it. Phil Mastantono, your local Allstate agent. Remember, you're in good hands with Allstate. You're in great hands with Phil Mastantono. He's your local Allstate agent. I know that summer is not too far away because yesterday I went by Porky's a little after 4 o'clock when they opened for the first time this year, and the line for ice cream was pretty substantial. There was a lot of people around. Some folks in the booths and things outside cafe. It was really nice. And they're open today, 4 to 8 p.m. for ice cream only. The grill will be open soon. Porky's on Hyde Park Boulevard. You're going to know it's summer when Porky's is open, that's for sure. This is Viewpoint on WEBR. I'm Tom Darro at 297-1059. And Dr. Coe, I want to thank you for coming in today. I hope people recognize the signs of high blood pressure. And if you see them, get to your physician. If you have a cardiologist, if not, and deal with these problems, because these are things that will really be a problem if you let them go unattended.
Yes, definitely, Mr. Tom, and thank you for the invite as well. And as always, all the healthcare setting is always the teamwork, patient, the staff, health professional, family. We all have to work together for the better health.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention, last Monday I was at the emergency room for this sciatic nerve thing, and Dr. Elena Watt, boy, she treated me perfectly.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Watt, yeah.
She's really a great lady, and I thank her for the assistance she gave. She gave me 3 shots and 2 pills, and I felt great.
Yeah, Niagara Fort Memorial ED, they have the best staffs there, too.
Oh, no question. Yeah, they do really well. Doc, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate all your insight into hypertension, high blood pressure, and hopefully people will deal with this thing.
Thank you, Mr. Tom.
All right, thank you. And remember, if you have an opportunity today, do something nice for somebody, a random act of kindness. You'll feel good about it. You really will, and so will the person you do it for. This is Tom Darro. I'm broadcasting live from Niagara Falls, New York at the Niagara Arts and Cultural Center. We do this every day, Monday through Friday, from 9 till 10 a.m. And we invite you to join us tomorrow when our guest will be the mayor, Robert Rustino. Be sure to stay tuned for Tony Venderoli. After the 10 a.m. news from NBC Radio, and we'll rejoin you tomorrow at 9 a.m. with Mayor Rustino for another edition of Viewpoint.